Let's talk about some modern books.
So in 2020, I started going to a local comic book store, and I was when I got back into the hobby, I was really focused on some very obscure books that couldn't have been less hot. But I had this memory from 20 years previously of what the things I liked back then, and I didn't realize that I was buying some 12 and 15 centers for like $100, $125, but I had to re-gauge, and my brother helped me a lot with that. I had to kind of re-gauge what was happening and make some different investments. When I was originally collecting, I had about a 10-year run from 1982 to 1992 that I was either buying, collecting, or selling. And during that period, I went to a comic book store every Wednesday and had a pull box. That's how I had so many comic books, right? When I got back into the hobby, I still had thousands. They weren't all new, but I bought things like a Sandman, those.
We've showed a lot of his
I
personal
bought
collection.
a lot of that stuff that came out in the late 80s and really early 90s. I bought a lot of that news. So I knew that in order to gauge this market, it would be a good idea for me to go to a comic book store every week and see what's being printed. Well, I kind of fell in love with the books, and I bought a lot. I had a massive pull box. Did that every week. Learned all about how to select books and how to go and order them and how you had to order DC separately. And it was a lot of work. And a lot of times I just let them kind of do some of that because it was overwhelming.
It was a lot.
And we were buying
a lot of books.
Some months 500-600 books, and I
that
bought
was my job for like 6 months.
Yeah.
It's just organizing modern raws.
Multiple copies. But a lot of them I've sold a lot.
We slabbed a lot, which we've shown on here.
And back then, I mean, you could buy a book and a month, 2 months later, it could be worth $100. That it's not like that anymore. So I mean, really, most new books are under $40, and it really costs $30 to get a slab, because you have to shipping and all the other expenses. At least $30. It wouldn't surprise me if someone paid $33, $34. The cover price on this book alone that I'm going to show first is $6. So
let's talk about why you selected these. So we have a slew of raw moderns from 2021. Why did you pick these?
What I did is I just kind of went through to look at which ones of these books that are keys, small or big, what they're doing, and how we did. I'm not really going through this inventory every month trying to sell books.
No.
We gave up on selling new books, basically.
Yeah, we have not touched a new book in a long time. We have some on eBay. We took some to the convention.
We don't buy them either. I stopped buying books in January of 2022.
Yep.
Right? And we really haven't bought any new books. So I'm kind of watching that market pass me by, but I used to buy a lot of variants too. So
yep, we have a lot of variants.
I had a decent deal with my local comic store, and I got some discounts, but I even way overpaid with my discount. A lot of those are they have no value at all. But what I want to do is show some of the kind of books that we bought. I liked a lot of the books I was getting. Learned a lot about some new series. Publishers I wasn't familiar with. Publishers I was.
Covers, so many cool covers.
Different series. And the hype and the FOMO. I got swept up in some of that.
Yeah. We really liked Peach Momoko. We have a lot of hers. And
I like Spider-Man 55.
And,
I like Daredevil 25. There was some keys coming out that had some significance. I dug Art Germ Art. So it's all these things I was learning about the new market. And I spent a lot of money, but I started to see that it really was a very thin margin, and you had to buy a lot of comic books so you can get any variant, right? So like a 10-in-1 or 25-in-1, a lot of people would buy 25, sell them on eBay for cover price, because they get them for 30 or 35% off at my comic shop, if you didn't know that. If you pay in advance and wait 3 months, you can get 25% off. You can,
That's nice.
Anyone can.
If you're ahead of the game, man, you have to be so ahead of the game for that.
You have to plan. I mean, and there's some other resources out there that will tell you what keys they think are hot. Doesn't mean they're right, but I mean, at least it's somewhere to start. I mean, a lot of times it familiarizes you with what's going on. So
all of these you bought pretty much cover price. Some of them, they have the price tag on them on what you paid, and we can kind of look and see what the key reference is.
Well, we show a lot of books, and what I wanted to do is show, because I think 2021 is going to go down as an important year in comics.
Yeah,
a lot happened. And it continues to happen. Remember, it was Stray Dogs in 2021 that was like the blow-up series. Then it turned into 8 Billion Genies in 2022. But let's talk about some of the books, and I'll kind of just Go through.
I got scans of them too. So this first one is Batman Fortnite 0 Point. This is issue number 1. It's the Kenneth Rocafort cover. It's actually polybagged.
Is it still bagged? Yeah. So what's the value on that? I'm sorry.
So the fair market value from last recorded sales is $18.
Yeah. So it's $18 raw. And what's the slab going for?
A slab is going for $82 at 9.8.
And that's one of the things. I mean, okay, so there's a profit margin built in there if it's a 9.8.
Yep.
Right. And there's a high likelihood it is. I can press in some cases. If there's broken color, I can't fix that. But
this one might have that shiny paper that you can't press. I don't know if
matte,
it does because it's in the poly bag.
like a matte
the really
cover?
shiny, it's in a poly bag, so you won't be able to tell. I don't
the
think.
gloss.
Yeah.
Yeah. So really, the goal on a poly bag is not to keep it in a poly bag.
No, it has that shiny, almost cardstock kind of paper.
Yeah. The point Rachel's making is if something's wrong with this book, I'm not going to be able to
Yeah,
press
it's not going to be pressable.
It
a lot of these
good,
actually
though.
aren't pressable. I noticed.
It looks pretty good.
Yeah. So that's a cool one.
Yeah. So
Could be worth money.
This was really hot when it came out, and what happened was at my local comic shop, they never got a number 2. And I think that was a problem across the country, that number 2 was delayed. It kind of killed the series. If you bought this whole series, you'd get a character on Fortnite in a Batman. You'd get a Batman costume.
Which Fortnite's still popping. People love that.
Which had a $20 value. So people were wanting to get these comic books for that reason.
Okay, so this next one is Black Cat Annual number 1.
Right.
It's the Sung Han Yoon cover. It's a second printing.
Right.
And it is the first full appearance of Tiger Division. The cover features the introduction of Tiger Division.
Right.
So that's the key significance
So how's
of it.
this book been doing?
So fair market value on this right now is $19, which is pretty good.
Yeah, so it's now a $20 book, and we have a couple copies of this.
We do.
And a lot of these I might have, it's not uncommon for me to have 3 copies of. Some I had 5 copies
Some
of.
you have 10. We have some that are we have so many of the same cover.
Yeah, there were some books that I spec'd
Shang-Chi.
on.
We got a lot of Shang-Chi.
There were some books that I spec'd on. I probably wouldn't spec on today.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's awful to have them, and some of them are doing okay, but boy, I don't do that anymore.
We don't have any more need for Shang-Chi. This next one is Defenders number 1. It's a Carlos Pacheco cover. Heroes Reborn cover. It's the first appearance of Taia, Mother of Galactus, and cameo of Omnimax. This one is going for $20.
Yeah, so
It's not bad.
pretty cool book.
And I say going for, it really depends. This gives me a list of all the sales. There was one sale for $20. Most of them sell for $4 or $5 in November.
And that's probably because it was a 9.8. And this book, if you buy something like this, I would go over it with a fine-tooth comb, front and back cover, make sure it doesn't have a spine tick. So what I really liked about this book, and if you can show that Silver Surfer cover.
Yeah. I can do a screenshot of all of this if you want.
Yeah, just show a screenshot. I got several of these different covers. Really liked some of these covers, so I thought it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Some of these are worth more money too than that, but most of them aren't.
Yeah, I would never recommend to invest in these. I think if you get them, it's because you like them. If someone ever paid $20 or $30 for this a year ago, I mean, it's difficult when you...
Yeah.
Here's what I don't like. I don't like things in the comic community that suck people dry of their money. So when it comes time when something of actual value comes up, they don't have the money. So if you're seeing a lot of books go down 50% from what you paid, if you love them, I get it. It doesn't matter. You're not even tracking on that. But if you bought them because someone said this is going to be a good investment, man, start looking at who's saying that.
Who is saying it? So we have two covers for this one. It's Eve number 1. We have the CBR cover, and then we also have the Marika and Dolfo cover. So I have both of those up right now.
Also, a bunch of really cool covers with this.
Yeah.
And this is by Boom Comics. Mm-hmm. And I like Boom. I mean, I think serious collectors, the Marvel, people who love Marvel might not love Boom. Just because it's younger.
It definitely is kind of like a teen energy. I love Boom though.
It's just
They're
younger.
Some of my favorite covers.
It's
on
like
Boom.
the Gen Z comic. I like stories. I mean, I look, a lot of the Golden Age books and a lot of the books that are popular are low print run stories, and a lot of these books that ever do get value, and like Eve, I think it got optioned.
Well, and these have like a matte paper, which I really like when I was taking pictures of them. And it looks like these are going for like $12 each, which is like, we bought them for what, like $5 maybe? So that's not bad.
Yeah, I paid cover price and I got a discount, but at the time I was paying tax too.
Yeah.
So I think I think 9/8 are going for like $65.
Yep, that's the
This
fair
had
market
some
value.
news around it, but I used to like in the beginning I was like going through and seeing every hotkey and pressing it or doing whatever and getting it in the market. And look, if something got really hot, I'd sell it, but it's not really about that. When I go to convention stuff, this is the kind of stuff I have boxes of this kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, for people to thumb through. This next one's a Scotty Young cover. It's Fantastic Four number 32. Scotty Young's a big modern. Like I know people like really try and get his artwork. I really like it. I know it's not your favorite.
People are polarized. I mean, people
either love it or hate it.
Yeah,
yeah.
And it's not that I hate it. It's just
it's definitely a look.
It's too cartoony for my taste, but I get why Rachel likes it because she likes that type of art in the first place.
Mm-hmm. These are not going for anything. They're $4 raw, $40, 9/6 slab.
Well, it says so let's take another look at that. What was
this is a $31 sale in January.
All right, so
this
no,
year.
this is a good thing to talk about. Do I think this is a good book to have? I actually do.
It's really cool. I like the cover.
You know that Doctor Doom
Doctor Doom's the best.
He's the latest hype. But this 32 is a marriage issue, and there's a bunch of cool covers, if you don't mind.
Mm-hmm.
And this was, I actually stopped getting Scotty
that
Young
one's
stuff.
Your favorite.
Yeah. There's some really cool covers of this. There's a Kirby cover that they included. I don't know if it's an homage or they did some actual...
It says Jack Kirby Hidden Gem on it, so...
Yeah. So anyway, I like this. This is nice to have. I mean, I think it's cool.
We only have one of those, so it's nice.
Yeah, we had other copies, but not that cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Hellions number 13. It's the Russell Dauterman cover.
Yeah, it's a wraparound, I think.
It's a variant, and it says it's going for $34 raw. I'm gonna look at that. No. 14 raw. It looks like it sold for $45 slabbed at 9/8.
What would you do? If someone wanted to buy this for $33, I am not slabbing it.
Nope.
Slabs really are a dying thing with new books. Not for all new books, but what I was doing 18 months ago, I'm not doing now.
Yeah, we were slabbing a lot of moderns.
Because slabs, it doesn't bother anyone to pay less for a slab than it cost.
Yeah.
It bothers me.
I know, it sucks. It hurts.
That donation hurts after a while.
This is Ironheart issue 11. It is going for fair market value on this is $10.
And 55 slabbed in a 9/8, so...
All of these are higher than what you paid so far.
Oh, yeah, these are all cover price books. These aren't... I don't know if I put any interesting variants. This one's pretty good.
You did. I know there's a couple in here. This is King in Black Ghost Rider number 1. Jen Bartel cover. Women's History Month cover. Fair market value on this is $11.
$5 cover price. 9/8, $50 for this book. I like this, and this was actually not easy to get.
No, that cover too is brutal.
They were back ordered, and yeah, but I really liked these covers that were coming out at the time. I thought they were.
I love all of these.
They were different.
Yeah. This one's Iron Man number 12. It is a Raza cover. It's a Miles Morales Spider-Man 10th anniversary. This cover's so cool. I remember when we got this because I was like, "That's sick."
I got 2 of these, I think. And I was lucky to get them. These things were impossible to get, which is another downside. It really does seem like some people are aggressive about getting all the new books that are worth money, as many as they can possibly get, and kind of gut anyone else from getting them. Mm-hmm. You know, there's been some problems with that. People trying to jump on a book they think they can sell for more later. It's like scalping tickets, right?
Fair market value on this one, I didn't say. It was $11 on raw.
And about $50 slab?
Yep, $50 slabbed.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that these are the types of books that with time, I think they're popular just because of their cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. This next one is The Mighty Thor, issue number 1. It's the Incentive Russell Dauterman variant cover. And fair market value on this is $23. Only because we had 2 really high sales. 9/8 is $275.
The last time it sold,
Yeah.
and I assume that this book will go down considerably.
Cool, all the Thor movies are out now, so
yeah, that's the new world we live in. Comics,
all done.
Comics are really popular at the first thought of a movie, Before the movie comes out, everyone tries to sell it. They start losing the money they're going to lose.
So we better start selling this Miles Morales today.
Everyone watches the news. People have whole channels that talk about, like, hey, here's the movie that's coming out, right? And these characters, and then people run, and we've been selling books like that.
Yeah, we have. We've played that game.
People find us to be rather cheap. I'm not going to go in there and switch the price on something that's not 9.8.
It was like the Marjorie whatever Finnegan that we just sold.
I had 2 copies. They went immediately, and I think they were both 9.6s.
And they were just listed cover price. Yeah, they weren't 9.8s.
So I don't mind selling that stuff. It's like, if that makes someone's day, I wouldn't want that in less than 9.8 personally.
Yeah, that's why we didn't slab it.
I get it. I mean, people are chasing after the possibility of getting something. I would much rather be really selective in what I get, and hopefully if something pops, and this happens all the time, I already have it. I wasn't chasing it. I just decided at the time it was a good book to buy. I have a bunch of... There's times where I'll look at a top 10. I have every one of those books.
Yeah.
and I can't get near what they're talking about me getting.
Like, please.
Trust me.
Would love.
That information is not accurate.
Would love to get it. All right, I love this cover. This one's Mullet Cop #1. It's cover by Tom Linterin.
Optioned. What a goofy comic book. It would be just like a comic book like this to blow up.
I love the covers.
Well, I gave you a copy of one of these.
I have one. You bought like a bundle of them somewhere.
From the manufacturer. I actually wrote into Scout and bought 5 of these.
These are going for like $10.
Yeah.
No slabbed comic sales.
What's the highest sale?
$13. Oh, last sale was $17 in June.
Yeah, so $12 to $17. It's fine. I paid half price for them from Scout.
Yeah, and the cover price is $9 or $8. So
I paid $4 each for them. I think they're cool. They're definitely different, and they're weird. Okay.
So weird. This next one is Star Wars Crimson Reign, issue #1. It's a Raza cover, Knights of Ren. The first full appearance of Imira Vex, Bright, Seer and the Archivist. First appearance of Mirinda. I don't know who any of those people are.
Say that again. Just kidding.
I don't know any of those. I'm not doing it. This one, it says $7, but there was a $21 sale in November of this year.
Yes, near mint though. This needs to be 9.8, and it is. So.
9.8 sold for $90, slabbed.
I have a couple of these.
Star Wars books, I feel like, are never a bad thing to buy.
They don't go up most time.
No.
It's like when one pops, and I have a bunch of them.
We do. A lot slab too.
But I like them. I just think that they're the type of collectible, they're a cross collectible, because even people that don't like comics might read Star Wars because it's a huge fan base.
I mean, people love Star Wars.
For me, I wouldn't say to go invest in every one, but I did.
We did invest in a lot of them.
Boxes of them. Boxes.
This next one's Strange Academy #13. Humberto Ramos regular cover.
Yep.
First cameo appearance of Gaslamp.
Yeah, so Gaslamp's kind of blowing up, and I had some issues with his first appearance. We sold him. That book it went in the hundreds. I don't remember what we sold it for, 150 or something. It was a 9.6. But I have the issue before and the first cover issue after that I bought in my pool box. So here's a copy.
This one's going for about $13.
And what about Slab?
Slabbed 100.
Yeah, I see there's a sale for 125 as well. So these are okay. I mean, if I was going to slab a book, it'd be this, but I'm really not slabbing any of this stuff now.
No, yeah, we're trying to stick with what we know.
We got beat up. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not into losing money, and it's
Big
like
surprise. Big surprise.
I'm really selective of what we're slabbing.
This next one's Wonder Woman Black and Gold. It's issue #6. Really cool cover.
Yeah.
Doesn't say who the artist is on here. It is trading for. It's a little all over the place. It's sold for $15 or $14 in May.
Well, I look at the slab price too. So the slab price is $57.61. $60 slab. I'd say it's a $15 book.
Mm-hmm. In high grade.
It's just interesting how this works, because for someone to slab it, there has to be more meat on the bone than the actual slab cost.
Mm-hmm. I like that cover though. Okay.
So this book right here, and we have a scan.
Vampironica #4.
I think it came out in 2020.
2020.
It was a $15 cover price in this book. Why did I buy this book?
It's cool.
It's sick.
You love Archie.
What cover swipe is that?
Archie? I don't know.
What cover swipe is that?
Oh, the Joker.
That's right.
Yeah.
From Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Batman cover swipe that's sick, and show them side by side.
I'll show them.
I think we've used this as an example in the past.
We might have. when I looked at
But I love cover swipes. I'm kind of a sucker for if they're good. Yeah. And then last but not least, actually we're looking through stuff and Rachel found a copy of this.
I didn't know we had it. It wasn't in our inventory.
We had one other. I had two of these, and I have every cover. There were some Art Germ covers. There were some really cool.
This is DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian Superhero Celebration. This one is the Bernard Chang issue. It's the first appearance of the Monkey Prince and first cover appearance. Shoes become Cheshire Cat.
I just like the cover, man. And so this book is worth some money, isn't it?
It's worth money. Yeah, the fair market value on this.
That's from near mint.
Yeah, it's $89. But 9/8 slab sold for almost $400, which is crazy.
Yeah, so this is. We'll look at it.
Yeah, and I think you bought this for probably 10% off of $40.
I paid $30 for this.
Yeah. We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We did some things differently. Don't forget about our 3,000 subscriber giveaway.
We have a unboxing coming. We have a box from CGC that's been sitting there getting dust for a year.
Oh man, it's old school books too.
Old school.
Old school.
Old school. We always like chatting. I want to say 10 times more than I do. We just don't have time to bore you like that. So
I cut a lot of stuff out that he says.
just talk and talk.
Thank you guys so much. We appreciate all your support. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.